Rob Rinder, welcome to the show. It's always lovely to see you. Will I do the formal introduction? Yeah, just for our guest today.
Or jazz hands or something.
Our guest today is not only a beloved BAFTA-winning face from the television, he's also one of our favourite writers. He's back with his new... This is the third in the trilogy, or it could be the quartology or whatever you want to call it. It's called The Protest. Welcome back, Rob. It's so nice to see you again.
That's a delight.
You're fast becoming one of my favourite guests.
I love hanging out with you.
Yeah, well, it's just, you were here, in July?
July, yeah.
And that was probably our first meaningful encounter. And then we did the Bookshelf podcast together.
So great.
We got such a lovely response. People have heard a side of you they mightn't have heard before. But
I did feel like I was banging on at you though, Ryan.
No, I was asking you questions and you answered them with great thought and alacrity and reflection. So I really appreciate that.
Oh, you've just stumbled on my third favourite word, alacrity. Such a good word.
So you've got to come up with something.
You're like everybody's favourite English teacher. You're like full of good edge. You just walk away, go, oh... Who was your favourite teacher, Ryan? Yeah.
That's a huge compliment.
It's a lovely thing.
Thank you very much. How are you feeling? How's life?
I'm feeling joyful today. A little bit sort of apprehensive as ever, when the book comes out. You know, you want people to respond to it and not just buy it, but kind of delight in it as well. Yeah. So there's always that sense where you put it into the world and you wonder what the reaction's going to be.
Yeah, let me tell you, people will have no qualms about picking up your book because you've nailed it again, and it's great. And what an achievement! You bring us to the Royal Academy this time, and to the art world, and to the world of protest, and then we're into... Why don't you give us the pitch and we'll take it from there?
So it's third in the trilogy, as you said, but you can kind of read them on their own in any order, which took some time to ensure that happened. But our character, Adam Green, who's a barrister from a working class background, who kind of found himself in this rarefied world, so you get to go backstage in the Old Bailey and in the velvet drain pipes of chambers. He finds himself defending a young protester who walks into the Royal Academy as a great artist is having his retrospective and uses a spray can and points it at him and kills him with a poison. Now the question is, did she do it? Even though the evidence looks overwhelming, it might be that she did, it might not be. So it's about unpicking that, where you're using all of your legal skills. Anybody that thought they might want to be a lawyer, how do you go about forensically thinking about building a case, or unpicking it, and also all of the detective work that you need to do to determine whether or not she did it or not. So it's all of a whodunit, along with all of the legal procedure as well. And the subplot in the story, which is another case that Adam does, is about a soldier who did something really quite awful in a war zone. And the question that's asked at the heart of it is, should he have been held to account, or should the higher-ups? Yeah. So those are moral questions as well, and that Adam's facing, that all barristers do as well.
These are things that pervade your books about the grey areas. You're intrigued by the grey areas because of law. Oh. And the other thing that pervades your books is fairness in terms of things like class and being picked on or piled on. Or you do bring that great depth of experience to these books, that it must be quite intriguing for you to pepper the books with those little bits of breadcrumbs from your life.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's what it's all about. Life is the grey areas. We're so confident, aren't we, that confronted by some moment where we're really morally tested, we would do the right thing. We always cast ourselves as the hero of any narrative. The truth is, we don't know until we actually making those moral choices or standing up on behalf of people. And what's so beautiful about our courts is that every day, people from every community get up and stand between the individual and the state. And that's what sort of Adam's doing. And as you read the book, you too can kind of become powerful in that way.
Yes.
To remind yourself that all of us have the gift of being courageous and heroic.
Yeah. And even when confronted with that choice, sometimes it can be overpowering, and you go, I'm going to take the road more travelled and just get out of there rather than get involved.
That's what most people do.
Sure. So what changes, and what do you think it changes a person from being a passenger to a driver?
There's and there's really interesting research on this stuff, in past situations of war, that what motivated and inspired people to do heroic things. And oftentimes it's just a spontaneous connection with right and wrong. And every human being has an innate understanding of justice. From your littlest moment, when you've been a kid and a parent's accused you of something that you haven't done. There's a sense, even if you don't have language, why a baby cries. We know. It's like learning language in the world. There is a human understanding, an innate, as I say, sense of the world, of right and wrong. And I think to that extent, something happens when people are confronted by real deep moral choices where they go, right, just no.
Yes.
And people have had that moment.
And is that what you're thinking, Rob, when you're writing your books? Do you have these kind of moral...
No, Ryan, let's not go mad.
No.
I mean, it's not Proust.
No, but
let's keep it real. I mean, it's very...
But you're throwing out, philosophical conundrums.
I know, because it's me and you, and
Aye,
we're like,
and we
I
always
sit
do
with you. It's like two blokes having Guinness, and then
Okay,
we're like,
it
I'm
is.
picking the world.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
okay. So what I'm saying is, I'm trying to get, as much as I'm talking about process a bit. So do you go somewhere abroad or down the country, or are you happy enough to be at home and tapping away?
No, I mean, so really the way that the books start is usually with the subplot, because those are based loosely on real cases.
So the soldier in this case.
Right, exactly, the soldier in this case, because those are relatively straightforward to put on paper, because I'm talking about people I know and cases that I've done and the feelings that I felt as, you're standing there wondering, well, how on earth am I going to defend this person? Yeah. And also, what's the best way of sharing this person's story? The rest of the book, I mean, we've kind of gone straight into the deep end, which I love about you, I mean, most of the time I spend my time sort of, treading water in the shallow end. But it's really important to remember this is a fun book.
It's a fun book.
I mean, it is. I mean, it's a laugh. I mean, apart from anything else, I mean, it is one of those books you can read on a sunbed, covered in sun cream, and you get totally involved with the story. I mean, a lot of the world is kind of fun and preposterous. So apart from anything else, we go into the life of this artist who's got lots of wifeys and a son who's selling hot sauce and not talking to his parents, and that's it's not based on anything in real life necessarily, but you get the point. It's supposed to be kind of a light-hearted way of entertaining people and hopefully helping them leave with a sense of insight about the law and lifting the veil on what happens in court.
I'll give a bit of myself in this conversation by saying that my journalistic credo has been erudite tabloid. So if it's getting too heavy, go light. If it's getting too light, go a little heavier. So I think that's what you just described.
Erudite tabloid is fantastic, right?
I mean, like that?
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, that's the whole point. If you can entertain people and get them completely invested in it as they walk away feeling, I've learned a bit of something, I feel a bit more culturally curious, and above all else, just reminding people how clever they are. So many people go into the world and think, they're sort of told, there's a dreadful white noise that they're not that clever, when most people really are. And most people are really good as well, don't you think?
Yes. We'll take a break for some music, but stick around. We've got more to discuss, and we've got fun things to discuss as well. Yeah. Rob Rinder, we're talking about the protest. It's book 3, and we've got lovely messages coming in, so keep them coming. Back in a moment.
Thanks, love.
New music on the radio for this morning. Sandy says, absolutely love Robert Rinder's book. So where are we? We had Judge Rinder's R.I.P., is he?
Judge Rinder's... No, Judge Rinder is...
The name Judge Rinder.
Yeah, I'm definitely Rob. I mean, we haven't made Judge Rinder for about half a decade, but you never know.
But the name, I just mean the name.
Oh no, I'm definitely Rob. Yeah. Although people stop me in the street and call me both, and they're always so kind.
You're happy with that?
Well, of course, because when people want a selfie, they're always polite because they think I can send them to prison. So, let's not get rid of them.
You're hardly. And Rob or Robert?
It depends. Rob from Friends. Robert, if you're my mum or angry with me.
Okay, Annie is on to say, I've read The Trial, I've read The Suspect. I really, really enjoy them. Very excited about The Protest, which is in pre-order for delivery tomorrow. I'm not working tomorrow, so I can get stuck in. Please tell Rob to keep going and write faster. Sending love to you both.
I'm trying, Annie. You're a joy. What can I tell you? Although, if Annie's got any ideas about what should happen to Adam, I'm sort of struggling about what's going to happen.
Annie, you know what to do. Send us a WhatsApp.
Thanks, Annie. Let me know. Should he end up with Georgina or not? What do you think? Let me know.
That is the question. WhatsApp +44 333 000 000. Can we talk about Liz Hurley and The Inheritance?
Of course you can talk about Liz Hurley.
Tell us about this programme.
She likes to be called Elizabeth, talking of names.
Excuse me.
I know, I made that mistake.
I call her Liz.
You don't make that mistake twice. She's definitely... she is iconic. There's a picture of the two of us. She's in a coffin.
That's the one I saw.
You saw it. There's so much camp energy in that photo. I mean, honestly, it's like Judy might just reappear and manifest out of the ground.
With the ruby slippers.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
So what can I say about it? I mean, it comes out the end of August, beginning of September, and it's made by the same people who make Traitors. So it's people in a house from different communities, different backgrounds across the country, and they're playing for a mischievous testatrix. She's dead. She's left her money. And they're playing for her inheritance. And really what the game that they have to engage in is to become, the mission of it, so to speak, is that they've got to become prime beneficiary. And they do it by completing tasks. And at the end of it, I'm hosting, they can either keep all of the money for themselves if they win a certain amount, or if people have helped them, they can share it if they think it's fair. And it's all about, it's a prisoner's dilemma.
Yeah, it is. I like it. It's like scruples.
Really, I have to say, I mean, one of the things that you're coming back to the protest, and you'll have known this for years interviewing people, where you come with a sort of idea about what somebody's like.
Sorry, go on.
No, you must have met you're never right.
What I was going to say to you was there are sometimes when I feel so bad because I have believed a perception.
Totally.
And then you meet somebody and they're delightful and they're very human.
Sure.
You can flip that. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I used to say,
you got any names?
Yeah, loads.
Names
Let me just kill the microphone for a second. I often say the bigger the star, the smaller the ego.
Yeah, of course.
And the smaller the star, the bigger the ego. It's
often
the way.
It's like people at work, I mean, my chambers were so wonderful when Judge Rinder started because they're brilliant at what they do, gainfully employed and delighted for everyone else.
Sure.
For sure. It's people who are the most insecure who tend to be the most corrosive, I think.
Lovely.
Anyway, so
the Inheritance looks like a lot of fun. Is it done and dusted? Is it in the can?
It's filmed, but I can't give away the ending. Safe to say that, again, that sort of idea that you have, which is what it's really challenging, that we kind of call subconscious bias. We need long words. It's about the way that we make assumptions about people when they're so often wrong. And every time we think a group of people are a certain way or people sound a certain way, then you get the gift of an encounter. And every time you've had it changes everything.
Doesn't it?
And that's what the programme's about, with a lot of fun along the way.
Yeah, well, congratulations on that.
Thanks, love.
And I will never refer to Elizabeth Hurley by any other moniker.
If you meet her.
Yeah, I did interview her once 100 years ago. Yes, yeah.
She looks exactly the same.
She's extraordinary.
I mean, she's preserved in whatever it is, Elizabeth. Please tell me. That's all I'm going to say. We did have... it's this daytime. Oh, never mind. When we met... hang on. Am I going to get... I'm looking at your producer. If I can get into trouble.
That's the only thing.
Oh, you can say boobs.
I think we can get away with that.
He's nodding.
Yeah, I think we know what that is.
So, okay, I'm going to get... Yeah. Right. So, I'm not exactly a tall person, and she is tall, fabulous, and inhabits the entire space of the room. And it was everything I wanted. It was like Dorothy Parker writ large. And I prepared my speech because I didn't think it was going to go out. And about half a minute into it, are you talking to my boobs? I went, and I had nowhere to go. So I went, yes, Elizabeth, I am. I mean, I can't, they're there. What am I supposed to do? I was talking to her boobs.
Only you're allowed to tell that story. I cannot comment other than to say it's. I think there's a lot of people going, yes, we do understand where you're coming from.
I mean, they are splendid.
Well, I'm not discussing them with you.
But why can't? I mean,
they are cancelled.
You can get cancelled for saying
anything. I could say it's a beautiful day and somebody else not cancelled.
Elizabeth Hurley's boobs are splendid is cancelable. How is that cancelable?
Out of your mouth, not mine.
Well, I don't understand. Are you married?
Nearly.
Oh, you're nearly married. So that's the problem.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, yes.
But,
yes.
I mean, anyway.
Anyway, I think there'd be very few people disagreeing, ultimately, with that sentiment.
You can't disagree with that sentiment.
Sandy has been on to say...
So I've got to... They go, move on.
Moving on. Could Rob please put Adam's mother out of her misery and find him a nice... girlfriend?
That's a really good question. A rather good comment. So Adam's mum punctuates the book by phoning and is loosely based on my grandma, not my mum. But yeah, it's funny. It's an interesting one. Knowing what to do with Adam romantically. Read the protest. There's some developments there. But yeah, she would be very, very happy if he finally settled down. But don't all mums want that?
All mums want that.
And that's the thing.
They're delighted when they get the phone call to say it's all under control.
It's
Don't
a lovely
worry.
thing.
Yeah.
My grandma, she's in her 90s, and I remember when I brought my partner home, and she didn't care whether it was a man or a woman. She just wanted to see me sort of settle down.
Well, she was ahead of her time, and good on her.
I think most people are like that, especially from that generation.
Yeah.
Again, we talk about that. That's what they want. They just want to see you safe and happy and cooked for.
And Rob Rinder, don't leave it so long because it's July since we last saw you on this post. So let's do it closer to the autumn or something.
Thanks for having me. Well, I haven't got another book by then. Well, we'll have to go out for a drink. But buy the protest, please. I'm very excited about it.
We talked during the last song. We mentioned the Devonshire. We did this show from there. Would you believe, on St. Patrick's Day live?
Are you serious?
Yeah, you would have loved it.
The Guinness and other pints are available.
That's right. Yeah, so the stout is available.
But other stout, it tastes totally different there.
Yeah.
I mean, it is it's just fantastic, isn't it?
We're going to go and have one there in the next few weeks or months. Let's do it. Okay.
Yeah,
Rob
and
Rinder.
we'll get Liz Hurley as well.
Well, I'll get Elizabeth, you get a Liz, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, it's perfect.
The Protest is the name of the book. It's out tomorrow. It's very exciting. And
Thank you, love.
Another star is born. Rob Rinder, you're just terrific company. It's great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
See you soon.